This is a lady who's very popular for being awful.
You know, Megyn, how are you? And are you okay?
That's so kind. I am. I'm better than okay. How are you?
I know you always make it about today. By the way, I just have to say, you are the most generous friend. You show up for your friends. Today, I just get to talk about you, which I'm excited about.
Yes, it really is that awful. The whole hour-long ordeal may have even been longer. I may have blacked out from smacking myself in the head.
Oh my God. I just threw up a little in my mouth. Okay.
Meghan and Harry are notoriously inconsistent. They're hypocritical, they contradict themselves all of the time.
I've never heard of the Clever company, which you've just mentioned. Ironic name. Meghan is anything but clever.
She's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
Are you in love now more than ever?
Are you in love? How happy and beautiful is your husband? He's so beautiful. Do you love?
Okay.
I didn't realize how popular she was for being awful, and it seems as though she still has defenders. I found out the same thing about Amber Heard.
Someone who's also acting as a founder.
Customers, people believed in me in this vision. That's all you really want as a founder.
Then sure, Meghan Markle's a founder. She found a mansion in Montecito to live in. She found a sit-down interview with Oprah to bash and shank her in-laws and accuse them of racism. But putting your name on some cheap jellies, jams, and dog biscuits, I don't know, sounds like a fall from grace for me.
I can't.
It's delusional. It's totally delusional.
You know, they create all these problems like narcissists do, and then they blame everybody else.
What's the title of her show? Love Megyn. For what? To watch? Who wants to watch Meghan Markle bake a pie?
But now you're living in California like a wannabe Kardashian, hawking jellies, jams, and dog biscuits.
Okay.
He is a toxic character.
The best version of Meghan Markle that we could possibly hope for. Keep your mouth shut.
Meghan Markle, and she is a manipulative person.
That Meghan Markle is rather difficult.
There's nothing I like about her. She is a malignant narcissist who cannot get enough of herself while she simultaneously plays the victim.
And I'm still working hard, right? The moment that everything sells out, it doesn't mean that we're done.
Yeah.
It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that and writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions and making sure that all that feels in line.
Meghan wants you to know that she's so busy. She's got no staff. She's out there writing the social media captions herself.
Okay. My castle's too small. Yeah. The queen is mean to me. They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore, but I'm going to put it all over my stationery and on the gifts that I give to my friends.
Take me out back and shoot me, okay? Just end my agony now.
Billionaire privilege cringe, but it's absolutely insane.
While she never stops whining. I'm a founder. I'm over it. She's not important. She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant.
I have full body chills right now.
That's a lot of chills.
Oh my gosh, she has loved us so much.
Winter is coming.
The woman who destroyed her in-laws' family, whose own family doesn't like her, whose the in-laws obviously don't like her, the public doesn't like her.
I don't like her.
Meghan Markle is not in any position to give fashion advice. Every time she leaves the house, she looks like crap. Everything is misshapen. She doesn't have a steamer. She doesn't have an iron. She's basically Miss Wrinkled Pants.
Meghan and Harry, these absolute cretins. You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our fucking prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right?
Welcome back to Tea Time with Tina.
Gather around, folks, because we've got a brand new entry for the Guinness World Records, the biggest look at me meltdown in royal history. And guess who's at the center of this spectacle? None other than Meghan Markle, the self-proclaimed queen of media manipulation.
I just need to be. I be, therefore I am hot.
That's right. Cover your ears and clutch your pearls, because you're about to hear the most cringeworthy saga of a once minor TV actress who magically became royalty and hasn't let us forget it for a single second. Now, before we dive in, don't forget to like and subscribe, because let's face it, I'm nothing without your support. Now back to the tea. So if you've somehow missed the never-ending carnival that is Meghan's life, let me fill you in. She popped up on Jamie Kern-Lima's podcast recently, and I wonder why. Could it be she needed more attention, or because Netflix wasn't giving her enough screen time? Who knows? Anyways, she whipped out her usual party trick. Tears on command. Except, of course, not one actual tear was spotted.
Like, we zoomed in just to see. There isn't a tear in sight, Dan. Look at this. I invite the viewers to take a close-up look at this. Where's the tear? There's nothing there. Look, it's an actor's trick. She just keeps wiping and wiping and wiping, so we think she has a heart.
Shocker. She chattered on about writing emails to her children late at night, like she's the only person on this planet who can operate an email account.
Before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
I email because it doesn't have to be a heavy lift, and you email them like, here's your report card from today.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, you said the funniest thing this morning. Or here's a picture of you two having breakfast. Or
wow.
Here's you playing with the dog.
Wow.
The things that you're not going to frame, the things that you're not going to put pen to paper in a journal.
Wow.
Naturally, she name-dropped her beautiful Prince Harry. Because if you're married to a real-life prince, you must mention it every chance you get. Otherwise, how would the world know you're special?
I hope you didn't recently eat, because you might throw it up after hearing Meghan talk about Harry and how much of a fox he is.
He's also a fox, if you haven't noticed. My husband's very, very handsome.
I mean, have you ever heard somebody have to try so hard?
Let's not pretend this was some groundbreaking heart-to-heart. It reeked of the same well-rehearsed script she's been throwing at every microphone she can find. Yet magically, people still act like they're hearing the honest, vulnerable side of Meghan. Oh, the pure innocence of gullible fans. Had this entire performance been any more polished, she might have just slipped right off her chair. Because when you're that slick, friction simply doesn't exist.
But alas, we must all suffer together.
But let's pump the brakes for a second. Why does anyone care about her forced confessions and oversweet pronouncements? Because Meghan has mastered the fine art of turning every conversation into the Meghan Show. She's not just the host of her life's drama. She's the director, producer, lead actor, and marketing executive.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard, and I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard, and I'm still working hard.
She is a malignant narcissist who cannot get enough of herself.
Of all the things that have happened in my life, I'm the happiest that I've ever been. My authentic self is to live my life really authentically, make choices authentically, being able to be so authentically myself.
Just be honest. She's such a phony.
Observe how, in every interview, she smoothly transitions from, "I'm so real, you guys," to, "But let's talk more about me, me, me." If that's not an obsession with personal glory, I don't know what is. People claim she's a manipulative genius, and maybe they're right. The woman probably has bullet points taped to her mirror. Mention nighttime emails, use the word vulnerable. Most importantly, look sad, but not too sad. And compliment Harry repeatedly.
He's also a fox, if you haven't noticed. My husband's very, very handsome. But his heart is even more beautiful. I mean, that man loves me so much, and that's my husband. He's just out there just constant, like he's just going to do whatever he can to make sure that our family is safe and protected and we're uplifted and still make time for date nights.
Are you in love now more than ever? More than you've ever been?
Are you in love? How happy and beautiful is your husband? He's so beautiful. Do you love?
It's a script so cliched, even a beginner drama student would roll their eyes. Yet here she is, parading around with an authentic label plastered across her chest like a discount sticker on clearance sale day. Now, if you thought that was enough overkill, wait until you hear about the jam jar fiasco. Apparently, Megyn, in all her infinite humility, decided it was imperative to sign a jar of homemade strawberry jam with Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex.
You dropped off this gift basket with ice creams, homemade strawberry sauce to put on top of the ice cream.
A full house, and you bought her 2 little pints of ice cream. But anyway, it's the thought that counts, right? With the compliments of Her Royal Highness. So all of her in-laws, oh look, Her Royal Highness, the Duchess just sent me ice cream.
Didn't they renounce their royalty, but they still want the royalty? Yeah. So it is hypocritical.
Because heaven forbid, we peasants forget she married into the royal family. Picture it. You're at some quaint little farmer's market stall, about to grab your jam, and there's Megyn's swirling signature flaunting her status like a neon sign. It's as if she believes we'll spontaneously combust if we don't see that majestic title every waking moment. Even the folks on The View, who usually eat up star status with a spoon, raised eyebrows. You know you're desperate for attention when daytime TV hosts can't help but snicker.
Is it a bad look for Megyn to still refer to herself as a royal?
No, it's not.
There you are.
Because,
Wake me up when you're done.
Thank you.
But don't worry, Megyn is probably telling herself the critics are just jealous. Right, because who doesn't dream of being so self-obsessed that you need to brand jam jars with your official moniker? But what's a true Hollywood royalty saga without disgruntled staff to spill the tea? Yes, friends, we've got ourselves a supporting cast of ex-assistants who allegedly ran for the hills the moment they realized Megyn's niceness might only exist in her own fantasies. Stories are swirling of meltdown after meltdown, with staff members leaving in tears faster than you can say royal meltdown. A few apparently described her as a demon, which is a bold claim indeed. Though if you spend 30 seconds around a person who can't survive without hearing her own name, perhaps demonhood starts to sound plausible.
Well, and she's a bully. I mean, the reports were uniformly from inside the castle that all the young women in particular who worked for her quit in tears. She so wore them down and was so nasty. Then when she started her own company, similar reports coming out from Montecito about how no one can work for her. She's a nightmare behind the scenes just because she's an insecure person who takes it out on other people.
Megyn, there's like this long list of people who she falls out with, from her own family to her personal assistants.
Yet Megyn continues to maintain that beatific smile, as if her entire personal staff hasn't collectively tried to lob an exorcist at her. She flaunts her compassion in interviews, but rumor has it she was handing out scowls like holiday candy behind the scenes. Then again, we might never know the real story, thanks to non-disclosure agreements thicker than a Shakespearean drama. One can only imagine the meltdown that would ensue if those NDAs ever got shredded. Hollywood would have front row seats to the greatest one-woman show in history, Megyn versus the truth. Now, let's veer into the tinfoil hat territory. Rumor has it Megyn is playing a long game to become some sort of media mogul. There's talk of lawsuits. Maybe she'll sue the staff who dare question her wonderful aura, or the tabloids that don't print her name with a royal flourish. Perhaps she'll strike a deal with big network executives who can't resist the ratings gold of a never-ending Megyn meltdown. After all, it's not a real drama if you can't milk it for every possible drop of publicity, right?
But I just can't stand her. I just think she's such a phony. Takes the Netflix check. You know why she can't air her special? Because it's all about her Martha Stewart type reinvention in her huge mansion, even though it's not her mansion, it's a rented mansion.
Then sure, Meghan Markle's a founder. She found a mansion in Montecito to live in. She found a sit-down interview with Oprah to bash and shank her in-laws and accuse them of racism. But putting your name on some cheap jellies, jams, and dog biscuits, I don't know, sounds like a fall from grace for me.
Some folks believe she's getting cozy with certain mainstream outlets, ensuring they keep her image shiny and heroic. Others suspect those outlets have finally seen through the facade. Either way, you can bet on one thing. Megyn will contort herself into any narrative she thinks will make her look good. And if it stops working, she'll pivot faster than you can say Sussex. She's a chameleon of self-promotion, shedding old storylines whenever they stop yielding the attention she craves. Is she misunderstood? Or is she simply a master at rewriting reality? The latter is a far safer bet.
Tell me again who a narcissist is, because I've heard these people talk about it. I've heard them talk about the royal family. I don't need to do anything. I just sit and be, and that is enough. I'm going to tell you something. It's not enough. You're not enough. You will never be enough. That's why we're Christians. We know that we're not enough.
So what's next for the Duchess of Duplicity? Will she dazzle us with another performance? Tears glistening in her eyes as she declares herself the world's busiest mother? Will she re-release that strawberry jam, this time with extra bold font for her oh-so-important title? Perhaps she'll stage a new interview featuring staff members reading off scripted compliments about her unwavering dedication to humanitarian efforts and kindness, all while forcibly blinking back tears in the background. Because after all, we can't go a week without a fresh spin on her never-ending fairy tale of self-admiration. In truth, we're probably only one slip of the tongue away from an epic meltdown. If any staff member or insider spontaneously decides to tear up that NDA, we might witness the greatest reality show meltdown since the dawn of social media. Can you imagine the headlines? Meghan's staff speaks, the Duchess demands bowing every 15 minutes. Or bombshell evidence, she forbade anyone from calling her Meghan after 3 p.m. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past her. When you thrive on attention, you might as well dial it up to 11, right? For now, though, we mere mortals watch from the sidelines, dunking our popcorn into the sweet, sweet jam of royal absurdity. What a treat it is to witness someone so thoroughly convinced of her own brilliance that every conversation sounds like a self-narrated autobiography. Will she face any consequences for her overblown persona? Possibly not. She's too busy rolling out the next publicity stunt to notice that half the planet is rolling its eyes. So yes, it's easy to laugh. But remember, the joke's on us for paying attention in the first place. We keep clicking, we keep watching, and we keep dissecting every smirk and comment. And that, my friends, is exactly what Meghan craves. Your time, your curiosity, and your willingness to stare in awe or cringe at her next over-the-top display. In the end, whether you find her mesmerizing or infuriating, she wins. She's got your focus pinned like a butterfly in a glass case. Think about it. You could be out learning new skills or helping the needy. But instead, you're here, enthralled by a woman who slapped her fancy title on a jam jar. That's the power of the Meghan Show, folks. She's playing the game, and we're all pawns scrambling to keep up. If you're still here, then buckle up, because rumor has it there's more to come. More interviews, more jam jar hijinks, more staff horror stories, more tears that never quite appear. She'll keep going until the narrative stops making her the center of attention. And let's be real, that's never going to happen if she can help it. So if you're brave enough to endure the next chapter in this ongoing fiasco, do yourself a favor. Subscribe for even more mania and meltdown coverage. Who knows what she'll do next? Maybe she'll start launching Royal Highness scented candles. Or sign Tupperware lids with an elaborate flourish, just to remind you, yes, you, that she's better, more royal, and more self-absorbed than ever. Love her or hate her, with an emphasis on hate if you're reading the script, she's not going away quietly. So brace yourselves for the next wave of revelations, folks, because Meghan Markle is determined to be front and center, even if she has to create controversy out of thin air. In a world where attention is currency, Meghan is the human mint, printing her face on every headline she can. Because why settle for anonymity when you can play the victim, hero, and star of your very own reality show? Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed. Only on Tea Time with Tina.